is why what happened next is so tragic.
And of course, much has been made about Cody Rhodes and that sparkling 3-0 record against Seth Rollins. I mean, as far as the stats are concerned, the American Nightmare is not the underdog coming into this match. But it might be in his best interest to adopt that mentality. Cody should absolutely be confident, but he cannot afford to look past the fact that this is not the same Seth Rollins. This Seth has backup. And let's not forget, this is also the same Seth Rollins that broke up the Shield, pulled off the heist of the century, and convinced Paul Heyman to betray not one, but two of his closest allies in the same night. He is a dangerous person. Can Cody really believe that this match will truly be one-on-one? Highly unlikely, but there's a reason we call Cody QB1. He is always prepared. He always understands the assignment. So I fully expect that Cody Rhodes will come into this with multiple plays, multiple plans, and of course, the ability to call an audible if he has to. Cathy, over to you.
Well, speaking of QB1, I'd like to take a second to quote one of Seth Rollins' favorite former NFL coaches, Mike Ditka. He said, "Before you can win, you have to believe that you are worthy." I think we've seen that play out in the Visionary's career over the last decade. There is an undeniable greatness to him. There's no doubt that he is a future Hall of Famer. However, his downfall comes when he fixates on the successes of others around him. Now, we keep talking about that 3-0 record that Cody Rhodes holds over him. It's become a part of the narrative that the Visionary can't escape. Tonight, he has to flip the field, take back possession, silence that lingering bit of self-doubt that I think he masks with these outlandish outfits and hubris. He has to neutralize Cody's offense. That is the only way that the Visionary protects his vision. Guys, what are your thoughts?
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Cathy. We're looking at two all-time greats, surefire Hall of Famers when they wrap up their careers. You look at the career.
You know, Jackie, for a long time, Roman Reigns has carried this superhero-like aura. It's rare that we see him falter, and tonight, his opponent, the Tribal Thief, I think has shattered that sense of invincibility in the last several months. We've seen a lot more of his vulnerabilities exposed, whether that's being stretchered out of the arena after their last match at Clash in Paris, or the emotional efforts that he's taken to rebuild that fractured trust and relationship with his family members. We've also seen the pain that he's felt lingering from the betrayal of his wise man. So there's no doubt that Roman's focus is fractured heading into this match at Crown Jewel tonight. You know, one thing that I've learned since touching down in Perth is that there are a lot of things that can severely hurt you here in Australia, whether that's animals, plants, all of the elements. And Australia's most lethal danger, Big Bronson Reed. I think there's that small crack in Roman's armor that he could absolutely capitalize on. So for tonight, Roman Reigns not only needs to reestablish dominance, but the Tribal Chief wants to prove that he can still survive the hunt. Guys?
Well, we are in Perth. We're just about an hour away from Crown Jewel, and we invite you to recreate the action of WWE Premium Live events with the
Begin with Cathy Kelly.
I am here with a very special guest, WWE's Chief Content Officer, Paul Triple H Levesque. What a whirlwind it's been since we've gotten to Perth.
It's been incredible. The whirlwind started in the U.S., as you know, and most everybody knows out there. I think it takes like 30 hours to get here. So you have to be in a whirlwind, you have to get here, and you have to hit the ground running. It's what everybody here in WWE has done. It is certainly what our WWE superstars have done. And even though they didn't have to make the trek here, it is certainly what fans have done. If you were in this building last night for SmackDown, the energy was incredible. These fans here in Perth are off the charts. You know, and I think Perth tonight is going to put a run in for that Best Crowd of the Year award. So it's going to be a special night.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, we saw the crowd here in Perth last year. I think that's a lot of the reason why WWE decided to come back here. And last year, of course, they got to see Rhea Ripley, who is from Australia, one of Australia's heroes, as well as the world's heroes.
Well, they don't get to see Rhea Ripley enough, is I think what they're saying, because when she's here, they're out of their minds. And I don't blame them. Rhea, one of the absolute best WWE superstars, period, in the world, partnering tonight with Io Sky and the legendary Asuka and Kairi Sane. So that's going to be all they need. It's going to be epic, that match.
Well, last year, Big Bronson Reed was injured at the time that we came to Perth. So this is the first time that he is going to get to perform for WWE in his home country.
Yeah, last year, in talking to him at the time, he was crushed. Coming here to Australia and not being able to really be a part of it. He was devastated. I told him at that time, just hang tough, good things come, and you just keep grinding forward. And here he is this year in Perth, stepping into the ring with possibly the biggest challenge ever in his career with Roman Reigns. So while last year was an incredible downer for him, this year he has to feel incredible. Let's see what he can do here, and if there's a building full of screaming Australians ready to support him, even though it's against Roman Reigns, man, I like his chances tonight.
Bigger and better than ever. Yeah. We also have to talk about the significance of those Crown Jewel championships. We saw on SmackDown last night them being transported all the way from Riyadh. So tell me about the significance and why it's so meaningful to win one of these.
Well, the titles themselves are incredible. They're spectacular. But whenever you put a challenge out like that to our fans or to our superstars, superstar versus superstar, champion versus champion, for the title once a year of the absolute best of the best. And you get to carry that legitimately massive diamond and, just incredible crown jewel ring with you. You get to keep it. It's an incredible night for those WWE superstars. So tonight, whether it's Stephanie Vicaire or Tiffany, two women that have been lighting the women's division on fire and relatively new in WWE terms, to see them at this level so quickly is incredible. And then Cody and Seth, two guys that have been doing this for a long time, with not only the Crown Jewel Championship on the line, but if Cody goes 4-0 against Seth, what does that hold for Seth Rollins and what his vision is for this industry? So a lot of personal pride, but a lot of stakes on the line tonight for both of those guys.
Well, I know we can talk about it all day and how amazing it's going to be, but it's only going to be more amazing once the show gets started. So I know you're a very busy man, but thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you. And Cathy, I knew when I was a talent, you used to go barefoot to make me look bigger and more impressive. Now, I haven't shrunk. She's just wearing heels.
I'm wearing very, very high heels today.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, Cathy, Kelly. We are less than 40 minutes away from things kicking off here at RAC Arena in Perth. You can see fans filing in as we get set for a huge, huge night. And of course, it is wine country and then some here in Western Australia. Out in the Margaret River region, you can enjoy the lush stretch of both wineries and boutique distilleries, or take a dip into adrenaline-packed adventures above and below. The Margaret River region is host to ancient caves, tall timber forests, and white sand coastline to bike, hike, or surf to your full delight.
I am here with the oh-so-phenomenal AJ Styles. And AJ, yesterday you confirmed that 2026 would be your final year in the ring. Of course, you are facing John Cena tonight, who is on the tail end of his retirement tour. It's crazy to think that the careers of two pillars of WWE are coming to a close, but do you think you can put into words how you're going to feel walking down that ramp, heading into the ring, and facing John Cena one last time?
That's a tough question. Emotional, excited, ready. I mean, all these different emotions going through your brain here, trying to figure this thing out. John Cena, AJ Styles, one more time. It's the last time it's going to happen. It's going to be special. It's going to be great. And I'm glad we're here in Perth, Australia. Crown Jewel, getting it done.
Yeah, I mean, the fans are the ones who requested this one. And we are finally going to see it tonight. I know I'm excited. I would be even more excited if you could say one thing for me. It's something that you said quite a bit a few years ago when you faced John Cena last time. Do you think you remember that one?
I think I do. I mean, it's something that I'm going to do tonight, I believe.
Really?
Yeah. Beat up John Cena.
I love to hear it. Thanks so much, AJ. Absolutely killed it. Hope you kill it again tonight. Cole, I'm going to send it out to you.
I'm Jackie, but thank you so much, Cathy. I appreciate you.